Welcome back. So, inside the mind of a crazy developer, we sit here, we play, we grab a whole bunch of bubble gum, we get a whole bunch of banana pills, we get a whole bunch of MacGyver type things, and we put the stuff together to make it work. Other people may not get it to work, but it works for them, and we like, Eureka, check this out, world. I made something awesome, but people can't replicate it. That is my biggest problem with a lot of developers and how they communicate with the community. Big companies have awesome, awesome equipment, software, techniques, and people. But the biggest problem is communication. But you can say that's the whole thing about humanity. So we leave that alone for a later date. We don't want to talk about politics in this. So one of the things I want to do now is to do somewhat of a comparison. There's Claude and then there's Codex. One of my biggest things that I've enjoyed about Codex versus Claude. Don't get it twisted. Claude was cool, but I can go in and I start to type in a few different commands and I'm like, hey, I want to do this. And they're like, hey, did you connect this properly? Or did you do X, Y, and Z? And I'm like, I think I did because usually we're coming to them in a way that I don't know and we're looking for answers. So if I need answers and I need help and I can't get in contact with someone at Unity or Meta or Apple or whomever, what we're gonna be like, hey Chat GPT. It's not about Chat GPT all the time. Although Codex was fun. Codex is I think is more people oriented. It thinks about us. It actually tries to connect to us, even though it'd be fake, but they're trying. Claude, I think is like, look, either you know it or you don't. You're wrong, you're wrong. I can give you a few clues, but I want to drag you through it. Or as they would say, take me through it, take me through it. Anywho's, one of the things that I love about going with Codex versus Claude. So, for example, let's go over here to Unity. And it's like, yeah, I'm working on this piece. And like, I want to make sure it's connected. So I go over here and I'm like, okay, I already have my MCP already connected. There's Claude, there's Codec, I can go, it's there. There's your code. You can set up automatically. See, it's not connected yet, but we do have our MCP already connected. I can go ahead, hit set up automatically. I want to get this whole red line. Then I gotta go ahead, troubleshoot, and all this other stuff. If I do it with Claude, I hit it set up automatically. It ran to make sure, and it was like, yo, we good. I'm like, man, that's excellent. But let's go back over here. So if I'm over here in Codex, on the other hand, I know when I was playing around, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that for a meantime. So when I was over here, I'm like, hey, and it's asking different questions like, I can't control it. Yeah, I need to know, like, what Unity MCP plugin package did you install? It's asking me different questions. And if I don't know that, I'm gonna be like, I don't know. And like, can you help me? And I'm just screwed. You know what I mean? I'm just screwed. But over here, like, one thing I do love is that in Codex, I can sit here and be like, hey, I want to take a picture of that window and I could put this in here and be like, yo, like, this is where I'm at. Help me. And because these types of agents are creating and they're blind, they only have the input senses that you give it. So like if I play some audio, it know what to listen for. If I give it a video, it know what to look for. And that's one of the things that it's doing. You're giving it eyes to see into the project. And even with the setup, you're giving it. So it's like, oh look, it's already starting. Like, you're not in a bad place. The screenshot actually show that meta site is installed, verified, but you can fit it for Claude, not Codec. So it's like it's communicating with me. So if I go back over there and we start going back and forth, recording back and forth, oh, it's gonna change it. So like it's letting you know it is installed. It is boom, configured, yes. Over here, it was asking me questions like, you didn't really tell it which. I like how they flow on this side, And what they want me to do is let me know, like, hey, work with your PowerShell. You can restart your desktop, go ahead and test again, and I got you, dog. But Codex, no, not Codex, but Claude, I don't think it has the same bedside manner. I can't put images in there. So, like, if I'm just lost, it can help me. Like, hey, I see this cube right here. When you shoot this cube, I need you to make a fading point explode in this color. Oh, I get you, dog. That's what I'm looking for. It's not doing that yet with Claude. The other part about it is that, I might want to be like, hey, I got to type, or I might want to do a voice dictation. But over here, not only can I paste stuff in, I can be like, hey, can you help me out? And a lot of times I would just use voice, and you get the option of voice right here. Like, hey, I want to go ahead and see, what other steps do I need to make this effective? It's like, oh, if I wasn't using the microphone, it'll go ahead and do that. See, yeah, and it's doing that. I was playing around, and now it's doing it. But anywho's, yeah, I like to have the option of using my voice, so now I can stay in that flow state of thinking about my creativity versus what goes on with Claude. Are there words that you want to use? Yeah, Kanye showed. So that will be my comparison of the agents right now. I'm gonna dive more into it. So yeah, this is the crazy world of playing around as a solo dev. This is the unfiltered because nobody paying me. Anywho's, I'm just keeping it real because I work with a lot of students and I hear from them and they're unfiltered. And yes, I learn something, I do something, I produce something. But then the biggest question, the hardest part is how do you meet someone where they're at and bring them to where you want them to be? So it doesn't matter if I go through a tutorial or if I do a template and create it. It's only successful when other people can do it. Because I did it. Congratulations, have a cookie. But if they're doing it and multiple people can replicate it, that's when you know you're successful. And that is my goal, to push every wrong button and come from the mindset of what my students have put me through. And even though I'm like, it's clear as day, it's right there. But somehow, they always do the wrong thing. And that is what I want to do. I want to try to do every wrong thing possible to help you see, oh, I did that before. Oh, I did that before. Okay, this is how we can actually troubleshoot and solve it. So that's the goal of why I'm torturing myself and not putting on that other mindset on this is what we need to do to execute. Talk to you in a few. Deuces.